See, I'm even sitting here entertaining you.
Do you hear yourself?
Stop it.
Look how you look as a mother.
Don't
touch me.
For over 10 years, Jackie Christie was known for being bold, dramatic, and confident on Basketball Wives LA. She had a way of turning messy moments into strength. Whether she was clapping back at her castmates or talking about her marriage to Doe, she stayed in control. Jackie built her entire reputation on being fierce and unshaken. But that changed in season 12. The person who cracked Jackie's perfect image wasn't a cast member or a critic online. It was her own daughter, Chantel. Jackie has always been about holding the reins. She managed arguments, shaped the story, and always kept her public image polished. To viewers, she seemed flawless. Even when things got messy, she somehow came out looking stronger. But what happens when the person closest to you refuses to keep quiet? That's exactly what Chantel did. It was supposed to be a peaceful dinner scene, dim lights, sunglasses, a few castmates sitting around the table. Nothing unusual for the show. Jackie seemed calm, even proud. She believed this would be another moment to show off her daughter. But everything changed when Chantel stood up. She looked nothing like the confident, made-up women we usually see on reality TV. Her face was bare, her eyes swollen. She had no script, no rehearsed speech, just raw emotion. And when she started talking, the entire room froze. Chantel didn't throw shade. She spoke from the heart. She shared how growing up wasn't joyful or loving, but cold and performative. She said Jackie only acted like a mother when the cameras were on. Behind the scenes, everything was about appearances. There were no warm hugs, no real moments. She said Jackie used tough love as a mask for emotional manipulation. It was a truth bomb no one saw coming. Even Evelyn Lozada, who usually has something to say about everything, sat completely still. Jennifer Williams blinked in shock, frozen in place. Production didn't cut away. There was no music, no commercial break. They let Chantel speak. She talked about feeling left out, about being turned into a storyline instead of being seen as a daughter. Every argument Jackie had with her, she claimed, was turned into a redemption arc for the cameras. Chantel admitted she grew up wondering if her mother loved her, or if she was just another tool to keep the spotlight on Jackie. That was the turning point. Jackie didn't cry. She didn't hug her daughter. She didn't even apologize. Instead, she stared and said coldly, "You're not going to disrespect me on national television." There was no warmth, no understanding. Just that same old need for control. And in that moment, fans didn't see a strong woman. They saw someone desperate to stay in charge of the story she had built for over a decade. The internet exploded. People weren't just talking about reality TV drama anymore. They were talking about deep emotional scars, family wounds passed down for generations, and how some parents hide behind the idea of respect to avoid taking accountability. Hashtags started trending. Viewers dug up old episodes and clips. Suddenly, things that once seemed entertaining looked more like manipulation. And Chantel didn't stop there. The night after the episode aired, she went live on Instagram. There was no filter, no glam. Just her and her truth. She said she never planned to talk publicly, but she couldn't stay silent anymore. She said Jackie only paid attention when the cameras were around. That stung. But what hurt more was when she revealed that Jackie once told her to keep their family issues quiet, not to protect her, but to protect Jackie's brand. That single confession flipped everything on its head. Jackie wasn't guarding her family. She was guarding her reputation, and Chantel had finally had enough. Backstage, the cast was shaken. Brooke and Evelyn whispered off to the side, like they had seen something they couldn't unsee. Jennifer sat still, glass in hand. British and Duffy exchanged quiet glances. Everyone knew this wasn't fake. This wasn't reality TV. This was real life. Even the crew didn't know what to do. A producer was overheard saying, "We didn't plan for it to go that deep." But they also knew this was bigger than any storyline they'd ever captured. This wasn't just drama, it was truth. And truth can't be edited to make it look softer. Jackie saw it differently. As soon as the cameras stopped, she stormed off the set. According to insiders, she went straight to producers and demanded the footage be cut. She called it a setup. She said she had no warning. She claimed her daughter had been manipulated into betraying her. But no one was buying it. Not the producers. Not the fans. Social media caught fire. People weren't just criticizing Jackie, they were examining her every move from past seasons. Viewers pulled up old clips and started to see the patterns. What once looked like strong parenting now seemed cold and performative. The internet had been waiting for a moment like this, and Chantel had just lit the match. Jackie's response? A photo with dough, a Bible quote, and a caption about loyalty and family. But fans weren't fooled. They flooded her comments, saying she completely missed the point. No apology. No recognition of her daughter's pain. Just more silence and spiritual quotes that felt out of touch. Chantel, on the other hand, went quiet again. She didn't follow up with more lies. She didn't clap back. She didn't defend herself. That silence said everything. It was louder than any statement Jackie made. It showed that speaking her truth meant more than staying relevant. But behind the scenes, chaos was brewing. Jackie started pushing producers to re-edit future episodes. She wanted Chantel's scenes cut down, her words softened, the confrontation reframed as just a simple disagreement. But the problem was, once truth is out, it can't be taken back. To some, this was damage. To others, this was the start of healing. Then, something unexpected happened. Malaysia Pargo, who wasn't even at the dinner, spoke out. She shared a vague post about how mothers deserve respect and how cameras don't show everything. Fans connected the dots immediately. They weren't happy. Respect is earned, not demanded, one person wrote. Don't defend pain just because it came from a parent, another added. Some fans stood by Malaysia. Others were furious. The fan base was split. But everyone agreed this was no longer just a reality TV moment. This was real life. And it touched a nerve for people who had lived through similar things. Producers were under pressure. Jackie Christie was no longer untouchable. After 12 seasons, her story was being questioned. Her role on the show was at risk. The reunion taping was meant to bring closure. But instead, it ripped open the wounds even more. From the moment Jackie walked on set, the energy was off. According to sources, she was tense. She didn't laugh. She avoided eye contact. She didn't even want to see the clip of Chantel speaking. When it started to play, she got up and walked off multiple times. It wasn't about pain. It was about control. And for once, Jackie didn't have it. When she finally addressed the situation, her words were cold. She didn't apologize. She didn't show regret. She accused the show of using her pain for ratings. She blamed her daughter for dividing the family. But Jennifer Williams had had enough. She confronted Jackie. "Why can't you just accept her pain?" she asked. Jackie shouted back, "You don't know what goes on behind closed doors." But that just confirmed what people already believed, that Jackie was more concerned with keeping things hidden than actually healing. The fans weren't silent either. They started petitions asking for Chantel to join the cast. People were tired of fake moments. They wanted to see someone real. They saw Chantel's honesty as a strength, not a weakness. Even mental health experts joined the conversation. What started as just another episode of a reality show became a national discussion on toxic parenting, emotional wounds, and the pressure to keep family secrets. Jackie wasn't just one woman being called out. She became a symbol for something much bigger. Producers took note. They began discussing serious changes. Jackie might get less screen time. Chantel's story could be brought to the front. Not to punish Jackie, but to reflect what the audience wanted. People weren't willing to accept fake motherhood anymore. Some even talked about letting Jackie go from the show completely. One cast member, Duffy, posted on Instagram, "Loyalty that demands silence in the face of pain isn't loyalty, it's fear." Fans saw that and knew things were shifting. Jackie was becoming more isolated. She tried to control the story one last time. She posted, "Still the mother, still standing, always will be." But once again, the comments flooded in. People saw right through it. This wasn't just a fight between mother and daughter. This was a wake-up call. And for once, the quiet voice Chantel's was the one the world chose to listen to. In the end, Jackie might try to spin things, but it doesn't matter anymore. The truth is out. And Chantel didn't just call out her mother, she held up a mirror to every family that hides pain behind a smile. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into real moments behind the drama. What do you think, was Chantel brave or out of line? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and remember, truth always speaks louder than performance. There's no going back now.